Here, life is measured not in years, but in moments. There is no tomorrow if today ends in failure. Confrontations erupt without warning. The victor extends its life. The vanquished becomes part of the cycle. On the vast plains of Uganda, peace is a fleeting luxury. The worst drought in a decade is wringing the life from this land, pushing every creature to its absolute limit. And when desperation reigns, the most primal of conflicts will ignite. Among them, few spectacles can rival the clash between a lion and a Cape buffalo. On one side, the continent's most fabled predator. A calculated sovereign whose masterful skill has placed it firmly at the apex of the food chain. Leading the charge are the males, gliding through the tall grass like gilded phantoms. Their target is a colossal buffalo weighing nearly 2,000 pounds, separated from its herd. The hunt begins, and the savannah transforms into a battlefield. A stark contrast, the brute force of tooth and claw against the iron discipline of the herd. To hunt a buffalo is a perilous gamble. One wrong move can mean disaster. A primal struggle that has echoed across the African wilderness for countless generations. As the midday heat peaks, turning the savannah into a vast furnace, even the top predators are forced to retreat. Sated and weary, the lions withdraw into the sparse shade of thorn bushes, leaving the buffalo carcass to the blistering sun. But in Uganda, the end of one hunt is merely the signal for a new contest to begin. The feast is now passed to the great scavengers. From the endless, glaring sky, dark shadows descend. Vultures, the masterful navigators of the upper air, have sensed death from miles away. They land in a calculated chaos, spreading their vast wings to intimidate rivals, fighting for every last scrap of flesh. Yet their dominance is short-lived. The midday stillness is soon shattered by chilling wild cries. A clan of spotted hyenas arrives. One should not be deceived by their somewhat furtive appearance. These are true bone-crushing machines. With a tyrannical bite force, they effortlessly tear apart the ribcage the lions left behind. They do not just eat the meat, they pulverize the hardest bones to extract the nutrient-rich marrow within. Every crunch is an assertion of their absolute power in the second tier of the food chain. Lingering on the outer circle are the jackals. Small but cunning, they wait patiently, their furtive eyes tracking the rhythm of the hyena clan. Under the searing sun, a miniature ecosystem is operating with astonishing perfection. Blood, flesh and bone, nothing is wasted. Death, however brutal, becomes the very source that sustains dozens of other creatures, completing a cycle in this wild land that is eternal and unforgiving. Deep in the heart of East Africa, Uganda emerges as an ancient, wild kingdom, where life still flows to a primal rhythm. From its mist-shrouded rainforests to its golden savannas and winding river valleys, this is a miraculous world of adaptation and survival. Here, every creature, great and small, plays an indispensable role in nature's grand symphony. In Uganda, nature is not merely a backdrop. It is a living story told in every footprint on the soil, every call from the treetops, and every ripple on the river's surface. But this kingdom is changing. Survival no longer demands adaptation just to the tooth and claw of a predator. All species must now contend with a more devastating, invisible foe, a warming world. The wilderness is forced to write a harsher chapter with every dawn. While the great predators command the dramatic spotlight, another resident plays an equally vital role in shaping this dynamic ecosystem. The African elephant, the largest land mammal on the planet. Their presence is not just an existence, it is a reshaping of the entire landscape. With a diet consisting entirely of vegetation, a single adult can consume between 330 and 440 pounds of plant matter each day. These giants are the true architects of the ecosystem. By toppling trees, they create open spaces, allowing sunlight to reach the ground and encouraging the growth of fresh grasses, the lifeblood of zebra and antelope. But the elephant's true power is most evident when the heat becomes unforgiving. In the dry season, when riverbeds are but hot sand and resources are scarce, elephants display a remarkable intelligence and ingenuity. Using their powerful tusks and feet, they dig deep into the dry riverbeds in search of water. Beneath the scorched sand, they reach the water table. These temporary wells not only sustain the elephant herds but also become lifelines for countless other species struggling with thirst. Without the elephant's excavations, death would be the certain fate for many smaller creatures. The social life of elephants is as magnificent as their impact on the land. Led by an experienced matriarch, these tight-knit family units hold knowledge of secret water sources and safe migration routes passed down through decades. When threatened, they form protective circles around their young, a formidable display of unity that is enough to make even lions retreat. In this land, one realizes a profound truth. The greatest power lies not in the claws of the hunter, but in the strength that nurtures and protects life, belonging to these gentle giants. As the giants' footsteps fade into the dusty haze, the legacy they leave behind begins to speak. The temporary wells in the dry riverbeds now become focal points of survival, drawing a diverse community in desperate need of life. The warthog enters, with its rugged appearance and an unshakable spirit of determination. With dark, bristly skin that serves as natural armor against the savannah's harshness, this compact creature gets to work as an expert excavator. Its snout easily breaks through the hard-packed earth to find roots and hidden nutrients. Though it often chooses to retreat into the bush when cornered, the warthog reveals a fierce courage, ready to use its sharp tusks to injure any careless predator. Its strength and resolve make it a surprisingly formidable opponent, even for the savannah's heavyweights. Yet, the warthog values freedom over confrontation. Whenever it senses an escape route, it will bolt towards dense vegetation or nearby burrows, using the landscape to conceal itself and evade danger. It lives in a balance of bravery and caution. And that delicate blend is what ensures its survival in one of Africa's most challenging environments. Under the brilliant sun, the stripes of a zebra herd create a mesmerizing visual display. Their bold black and white patterns are more than just individual markings. They are a living defense system. As the herd moves as one around the water source, the stripes create a shimmering, disorienting barrier that makes it a formidable challenge for a lion or leopard to single out an individual target. The silence is broken by the explosive leaps of the impala. An embodiment of speed and instinct, its slender, agile body can weave through threats with astonishing grace. Each bound into the air is not merely flight, but a calculated display of evasion, a life preserved by the narrowest of margins. Standing as a monument to quiet strength, the eland surveys the savannah as the largest of all antelope. With remarkable heat tolerance, the eland can extract nutrients from the driest, toughest shrubs that other species ignore. Its massive body and long, spiraled horns are not only an effective defense against lions, but also a testament to its resilience in a dry season without a single drop of rain. The eland can extract essential nutrients from dry, coarse vegetation, which many herbivores struggle with, and can survive without constant access to large water sources. This makes it one of the most capable survivors of the dry season. With its superior height, it browses on leaves and branches beyond the reach of other animals, accessing food in areas smaller species cannot. Though not a predator, its size and strength make it a potential target for male lions and hyenas. However, its muscular legs and formidable horns provide an effective defense, and its ability to move into more rugged terrain further increases its chances of survival. Eland often form small family groups rather than large herds, coordinating their defense and keeping watch for potential threats. Their presence on the savannah is a reminder of nature's resilience, where sheer strength and adaptability ensure that life persists even in the harshest conditions. The eland's resilience is being tested by a hunting party on the brink of desperation. Concealed in the thorn scrub, a pride of lionesses. The backbone of the pride now shows gaunt rib cages beneath sun-darkened coats, carrying the sharp edge of those who have not eaten in days. In their desperation, they take their positions, moving like golden specters through the dry grass. A thunderous charge shatters the stillness. Though the eland possesses formidable horns and a massive frame, it cannot withstand the devastating coordination of a pride maddened by hunger. The giant falls in a cloud of dust, its life given to sustain a lion dynasty on the verge of collapse. Not far away, topis stand proudly on elevated mounds of earth. With their sharp awareness, they are devoted sentinels, constantly monitoring the slightest ripple of danger from kilometers away. They are well adapted to harsh areas with little water and use dense vegetation for cover when threatened, relying on speed and agility to escape their enemies. Yet, despite these skills, the topi remains part of an unforgiving natural cycle, facing constant competition and the ever-present threat of predators. Socially, topi form small family groups or medium-sized herds. This structure allows the adults to protect the younger, more vulnerable members in the center while standing guard at the periphery. The cooperative behavior of these groups highlights the importance of teamwork and vigilance for survival in the challenging savanna environment. Among the tall residents of the Ugandan savannah, The Rothschild's giraffe is distinguished by its sheer height and elegance. Its long legs and a neck, adorned with distinctive patches, make it one of the most majestic creatures in the region. Its stature gives it a unique advantage. It can browse on leaves that other herbivores cannot reach, reducing competition and ensuring access to the best resources. Despite its size, the giraffe moves with a deliberate, unhurried grace. It browses slowly while maintaining a vigilant watch over its surroundings. This sharp vision allows it to spot predators like lions and leopards from a great distance. And if threatened, it can defend itself with powerful forward kicks, strong enough to deter most attackers. Feeding mainly on treetop leaves, the Rothschild's giraffe covers large areas of the savannah, adapting to different types of vegetation along the way. This constant movement helps it stay healthy and resilient, making the most of the land while living in harmony with the natural cycles of its environment. The Rothschild's giraffe is a prime example of adaptation at its finest. Its height, strength, and vigilance combine for survival in a competitive ecosystem. Observing this creature reveals how nature balances fragility and power, creating an animal that is both graceful and resilient on the vast African plains. But as the heat continues to tighten its grip, even the most reliable wells begin to run dry. The scent of distant water begins to call a promise of life, but also the whisper of death. From the cracked grasslands, survival instinct drives the herds away from the protection of the giants and towards the lower reaches of the Nile. They are unaware that beneath the deceptively calm, shimmering surface, ancient eyes have been waiting patiently for a very long time. A new battlefield is opening, where the victor is not the strongest, but the one who can wait for the perfect moment. In rivers like the White Nile, the cool water is the last bastion against the savannah's searing heat. The hippopotamus, the river's lumbering giant, spends most of its life submerged to protect its sensitive skin from the scorching sun. Though their bulky form suggests slowness, they are astonishingly fast, capable of charging at nearly 20 miles per hour underwater. The merciless drought is forcing this creature into a dangerous trade-off. Depleted food sources drive the hippos from the safety of the river, compelling them to trek across cracked plains under the harsh sun to find the almost 90 pounds of grass they need each day. Despite their seemingly lethargic demeanor, they are among Africa's most territorial and dangerous animals. With jaws that can open to an extraordinary degree and razor-sharp tusks, their explosive power can inflict horrific wounds on any intruder. But the hippos are not the river's only nightmare. Here, Nile crocodiles, creatures seemingly forgotten by time, are engaged in a quiet ritual of survival. These ancient predators are basking, claiming the most strategic positions along the water's edge. They lie as motionless as armored statues. After a bloody feast on migrating wildebeest, the crocodiles need extreme heat to activate their intensely powerful stomach acids. Lying side by side, they create a thermal advantage. The heat from one body warms another, forming a vast biological furnace to digest everything from femur to hoof. While basking, a crocodile can engage in unihemispheric sleep. One half of the brain rests, while the other remains fully alert, ever watchful for enemies. They appear entirely static, yet with each passing second, their brains process thousands of inputs, changes in air pressure, the faintest vibrations. This is not lethargy. It is the storing of power for a single decisive moment yet to come. But the order of this riverbank is about to be challenged by a force from the mainland. A power capable of shattering the stillness of these prehistoric reptiles. A herd of African elephants emerges. For these giants, the river is more than just a place to quench their thirst. It is a sanctuary for renewing family bonds. Led by a matriarch who carries the memories of decades within her. The herd's majestic presence instantly strips the ancient predators of their dominance. One wise crocodile chooses retreat, launching into the murky water to preserve its life. The arrival of these gentle giants swiftly alters the entire scene. Prompting the other armored assassins to silently abandon their posts, melting back into the river. It is a silent admission of an overwhelming power. As the elephants claim the riverbank, a more fundamental order is asserted. A testament to the intricate system of invisible connections that weaves together all life on the savannah. As the banks of the Nile settle after the brutal confrontations, life once again takes to the skies, where the birds begin to write a new chapter in the epic of survival. Far from the blood-tinged waters, in the quiet wetlands, a ghost from a prehistoric age emerges from among the reeds and papyrus, the shoebill. With its enormous, stone-hard beak and a chilling stare, it can stand motionless for hours, like a wooden statue carved from the past. This patience is not laziness, but a lethal weapon honed over millions of years of evolution. The moment a lungfish carelessly surfaces from the mud, that beak strikes with the speed of a lightning bolt, sealing the prey's fate. Under the burning sun, it is a symbol of absolute stillness, a solitary predator that reigns over the misty backwaters. Meanwhile, on the sun-drenched grasslands, the secretary bird chooses to stride across the earth on long, elegant legs rather than soar above. One should not be fooled by its long eyelashes and aristocratic bearing, for this is a specialist assassin of the savannah's most venomous snakes. It moves like a dancer on a stage of death, its sharp eyes missing no vibration in the dry grass. When facing its foe, it delivers thunderous stomps with a force 5 times its own body weight, powerful enough to crush an opponent's skull in a single motion. It is a perfect fusion of regal beauty and destructive power, a terrestrial warrior that never retreats from danger. Above it all, the majestic cry of the African fish eagle spirals through the air, a sound so iconic it is known as the voice of Africa. With broad wings resplendent in the morning sun, it carves circles of authority in the sky above the roiling river. Its piercing yellow eyes can penetrate the water's surface from hundreds of feet away, locking onto targets hidden beneath the silvered waves. In an instant, it tucks its wings and dives like an arrow, using talons as sharp as razors to lift its prey from the water in a dance of power and precision. Every wingbeat and every sharp glance from above contributes to the magnificent symphony of survival played out under the sun. When these wings come to rest in the high branches, they make way for a new chapter in the struggle, one that continues quietly in the sweltering shade. In the oppressive heat of the day, when most creatures seek refuge from the scorching sun, a silent phantom is on the move. The African leopard. Its slender body, adorned with rosettes of gold and black, blends perfectly with the harsh sunlight, and sparse shadows of the dry foliage. While lions and cheetahs are exhausted by the heat, this solitary assassin sees it as a golden opportunity. The drought demands extreme patience. It can lie motionless for hours, still as a stone, its cool eyes scanning the sun-drenched landscape for a young antelope or a troop of monkeys weakened by thirst. Its keen eyesight and acute hearing capture the most desperate movements from a great distance. And when the moment comes, the midday stillness is torn apart. It lunges with lethal speed and precision, dispatching its small prey before a cry can even escape. But in this thirsty land, making the kill is only half the battle. The scent of fresh blood quickly evaporates and travels far in the hot, dry air, alerting the keen noses of scavengers. Wasting not a second, the leopard displays its extraordinary strength. Clamping its jaws on the prey, sometimes heavier than its own body, it uses its sharp claws to haul the carcass high into the branches of a tree. This is the ultimate survival strategy. Its meal is suspended, perfectly safe from the reach of lions and hyenas, who can only look up from below in helpless frustration. In an environment where resources are unpredictable, the cunning and vertical power of this solitary hunter are a perfect testament to adaptability and resilience. From the rolling savannas to the dark, dense forests of Uganda, the wild world continues its eternal rhythm. Elephant herds move with a quiet majesty. Lions assert their dominance under the setting sun, and countless other creatures struggle daily to survive against all odds. In this land, we come to realize an evident truth. The greatest power belongs not to the tooth and claw of the hunter, but to the strength that nurtures and sustains life. However, this ancient kingdom stands on the precipice of a profound change. The most devastating battle for survival that all species now face is no longer fought by the laws of the jungle, but against the harsh realities of a changing global climate. The delicate balance of nature has nurtured this planet for millions of years. Under the crimson sunset of the savannah, each individual is an inseparable part of a sophisticated and miraculous web of life. And though our journey may end here, ensuring that this great symphony continues to play for all the dawns to come is now entirely in our hands. High above, the stillness of the forest is suddenly shattered. Immense wings churn the air, a heavy rhythm asserting the dominance of the hornbill, the sovereign of Borneo's skies. This island is a sanctuary for 8 distinct species of hornbill. But most striking is the rhinoceros hornbill, a living icon of the island. Its hollow casque acts as a resonance chamber, amplifying calls that carry for miles to mark territorial boundaries. Their lives are inextricably linked to ancient, towering trees. The continuity of their lineage depends entirely upon these hollow trunks. During the breeding season, the female seals herself within, using mud to wall off the nest entrance. She remains there for weeks, molting and nurturing new life in total seclusion. The weight of the world now rests solely upon the male's shoulders. The survival of the entire family depends on his loyalty and endurance. By consuming large fruits that smaller birds cannot, hornbills carry seeds across vast distances. Their flights initiate a continuous process of rebirth, redrawing the map of the forest. They are the great sours of the wilderness. Among these branches, we also find the Bornean orangutan, the titan guarding the soul of Southeast Asian jungles. Weighing nearly 200 pounds, they are the largest arboreal animals on our planet. Mature males possess large cheek pads, which help project their territorial calls across several miles. With an arm span reaching 6.5 feet, these steel-like levers allow them to make impossible reaches across dangerous voids. To move such a massive frame requires immense energy. Intelligence is their ultimate tool. An orangutan's brain holds a complex cognitive map of hundreds of fruit trees in three-dimensional space. More importantly, it masters the growth cycles of every individual species. When the dry season turns the forest into a hungry green desert, the orangutan knows exactly which tree will bear fruit tomorrow. After 8 months of gestation, the female begins an uninterrupted 7-year commitment. This is the longest weaning and nursing period of any mammal, surpassed only by humans. It is a rigorous course in survival, where every secret of the jungle is meticulously passed to the next generation. The canopy is a safe fortress, but sometimes hunger forces them to do the unthinkable. Descending to the forest floor is a step into extreme risk. Their bodies are not built for the ground, turning the king of the trees into a sluggish exile. In the shadows of the dense undergrowth, the forest's top predators are waiting. In the lower strata of the canopy, where light is swallowed by shadow, a ghost awakens. This is the realm of the sunder-clouded leopard, a mystery of the Bornean wilds. It is often regarded as a modern incarnation of the ancient saber-toothed cats. It possesses canines over 2 inches long, the largest relative to body size in the feline family. Where the forest meets the river, life flourishes in a different fashion. The proboscis monkey is an extraordinary species found nowhere else but Borneo. They make their homes along the riverbanks, where dense vegetation provides a natural stronghold. In their society, the larger the nose, the higher the status. The nose serves as a resonance chamber, amplifying calls to warn rivals and entice mates. To survive on nutrient-poor mangrove leaves, they have evolved a complex, multi-chambered stomach similar to ruminants. Billions of symbiotic bacteria work tirelessly to break down cellulose and neutralize plant toxins. This adaptation allows them to exploit a food source that other competitors must ignore. However, life by the water is fraught with constant peril. When food becomes scarce, they must make a daring choice. Just beneath the silt of Borneo's rivers, the saltwater crocodile waits with infinite patience. Reaching lengths that can exceed 20 feet, this is the largest living reptile, the supreme monarch of brackish waters. Its rugged hide provides perfect camouflage, rendering it invisible until the very last moment. Thousands of sensitive pressure receptors on its jaw act as a radar system, detecting vibrations from dozens of yards away. Its bite exerts a force of 3,700 pounds per square inch, the most powerful in the animal kingdom. In Borneo, a single moment of inattention can cost one's life. Yet in this unforgiving realm, there are giants that know no fear. Emerging from the mist, the Bornean elephant appears in all its majesty. Their true strength lies not in their tusks, nor their trunks containing 40,000 muscles. That strength is found in unity and collective wisdom. The herd is led by the oldest and most sagacious female. Her brain is a living library, retaining maps of every water source and meadow for the past 60 years. When a calf goes astray, the matriarch emits infrasonic signals below 20 hertz. This sound travels through the ground for miles to summon the members. A defensive formation is immediately activated. a natural strategy, where the family is the beginning and the end of all protection. This is the eternal truth of Borneo's ancient forest, where harshness and compassion weave the symphony of existence. Further down, where fierce rivers carve into the mountain foothills, the face of the forest begins to shift. One must never mistake the gentleness of a herbivore for weakness. The sambar deer is the largest deer in Southeast Asia and one of the island's most robust land mammals. With a weight that can reach 550 pounds, its body is a mass of muscle and steel-like sinew. Sambar are highly selective browsers. They seek out only the most nutrient-rich young leaves, shoots, and fallen fruits. This premium fuel is converted directly into muscular power and tools of authority. But the stature of a giant is also a burden. In the eyes of predators, a sambar is a massive, mobile reservoir of protein. Consequently, they have developed a sixth sense, profound suspicion. Large ears rotate constantly like radar to detect the slightest hint of danger. Quiet strength combined with hypervigilance has made the sambar a symbol of resilience. Following in the tracks of giants is the sun bear. Though the smallest bear on Earth, this 5-foot creature possesses an ego larger than any other forest inhabitant. Nature has equipped it with a perfect toolkit. Its claws are specialized for climbing and tearing through wood. Its tongue can extend 10 inches, a record among all bear species. Loose skin around the neck acts as biological armor, allowing it to ignore the stings of 1,000 bees. This fearless temperament creates a perimeter of respect that gives even the most formidable predators pause. As night falls, the forest's pocket-sized hunters finally awaken. This is the tarsier, a primate measuring barely 4 inches in length. Immense eyes, larger than its own brain, are designed to capture every stray photon of light. Because they are so large, these eyes are fixed within the skull. To compensate, nature granted the tarsier a miraculous neck that can rotate nearly 270 degrees. The tarsier is the only primate in the world that is entirely carnivorous. Its existence depends on fresh protein from insects and small reptiles. The secret is in the hind legs, which feature unusually long tarsal bones. In an instant, it can launch itself 40 times its own body length. They communicate via ultrasound at 91 kilohertz, well beyond the hearing of predators like owls or snakes. The survival of this ancient lineage is bound to the health of the primary forest. Further north, a shadow battalion seizes control of the night sky. These are the flying foxes, the inverted monarchs of the High Kingdom. This is the largest fruit bat on Earth, with a leathery wingspan of 5 feet. In reality, their wings are hands with elongated fingers, connected by a thin membrane called the patagium. Unlike their smaller echolocating cousins, flying foxes rely on keen eyes and a sharp nose to detect ripening fruit from afar. On their nightly foraging expeditions, some wings must carry a double burden. A pup must cling tightly to its mother with feet and claws, becoming an inseparable part of her aerial acrobatics. Though many fear their appearance, the flying fox is a keystone species for this ecosystem. As they fly, tons of seeds are dispersed throughout the forest. They are the most industrious planters, reconnecting isolated fragments of green. When the sun sets, the ancient forest does not sleep. It merely shifts its cadence. The Sunda pangolin is the only mammal on Earth to trade warm fur for a suit of cold armor. Over 900 keratin scales overlap to create an impregnable shield. When threatened, it curls into a dense, armored sphere. Tragically, this very perfection has become the cause of its downfall. Humans have turned this proud armor into baseless traditional medicines, pushing the Sunda pangolin toward extinction. In the battle against greed, Borneo's best protected creature is failing to survive. The green peafowl, or Indonesian peacock, is a rare bird of regal splendor. Males can grow to 7 feet in length, adorned with metallic green plumage and a train featuring eye-like patterns. The breeding season coincides with the rains, when males display their fans in complex dances to attract mates. However, the green peafowl is critically threatened by habitat loss and illegal hunting. Deep within the tropical forests of Java, the dhole exists silently like a crimson spectre. The result of millions of years of evolution, it has become one of Southeast Asia's most effective pack hunters. Dholes hunt in packs of 5 to 12, coordinating through long whistles that echo through the forest. Yet, the dhole is classified as endangered, with only about 2,500 to 3,000 individuals remaining. Sumatra is a cradle of biodiversity, where many endemic species struggle to survive in the forest's shadow. Amidst the dense foliage, the silence is broken by the silent footfalls of the Sumatran tiger. It is the last remaining tiger subspecies in Indonesia and the smallest of all tigers. Its modest size is not a weakness, but a sophisticated adaptation to the dense jungle. A compact, agile body allows it to weave through tangled vines and narrow trails where prey least expects it. Its vivid orange coat with thick, bold black stripes allows it to dissolve into the forest's dappled light. These patterns are more than mere markings. They are perfect camouflage that shatters its silhouette. In this world of shadow and patience, it is a master of concealment, the ghost of the Sumatran forest. But that authority is now more fragile than ever. As the forest is fragmented by roads and plantations, its territory continues to shrink. With only a few hundred left in the wild, every step of the Sumatran tiger is more than a hunt. It is a silent battle for the survival of an entire wilderness legacy. Hidden within Sumatra's thickest foliage, a phantom from prehistoric times still endures. This is the Sumatran rhinoceros, the smallest and most ancient rhino species on Earth. It is the closest living relative to the woolly rhinoceros, a relic of an ice age that ended millennia ago. With its thin coat of hair and two small horns, it carries the imprint of a world long gone. But this echo from the past is slowly fading away. Today, this solitary and shy creature exists only in Sumatra and a small pocket of Borneo. With fewer than 80 individuals left in the wild, it stands on the precipice of extinction, listed as critically endangered. Habitat loss and relentless poaching are the primary threats driving this ancient animal to its absolute limit. Each footstep in the quiet forest is a fragile reminder of a heritage we are at risk of losing forever. At the very peak of the Sumatran canopy, a solitary figure moves with quiet grace. This is the Sumatran orangutan, known in the local tongue as the person of the forest. A sage of the high branches. A master of the heights, it rarely descends to the damp ground where danger constantly lurks. Arms, far stronger than legs, are the perfect tools for traversing the gaps between the trees. Every movement is intentional, slow, and deeply calculated. Its brain maintains a detailed map of the forest, recalling the location and ripening time of every fruit tree. Yet its greatest legacy is passed down through an unbreakable maternal bond. For nearly a decade, the young will learn everything from their mother, from building a nightly nest to identifying hundreds of edible plants. It is one of the longest and most complex learning periods in the entire animal kingdom. However, millions of years of wisdom cannot withstand a single modern force. Beneath their high paradise, the roar of chainsaws is growing louder. The forest is vanishing at an alarming and unprecedented rate. With only about 13,000 remaining, each individual is a precious gem, a flickering hope for Asia's only great ape. Yet beyond the hunts and the struggles, what remains is the profound fragility of existence. When habitats shrink and populations are counted only in the dozens or hundreds. Every living soul becomes a living legacy of millions of years of evolution. Every step is not just a search for food, but a silent war against disappearance. Life here requires no myth to achieve greatness. Its value is found in its persistence, its intelligence, and its capacity to adapt. And the future of that legacy no longer rests on instinct, but on the choices made by humanity. From the Strait of Gibraltar, the Western Mediterranean takes shape as a distinct biological realm. It is the first region to receive the cold, oxygen-rich and nutrient-dense waters from the Atlantic. This cold, oxygenated water creates ideal conditions for marine life to flourish. In the Alboran Sea, in particular, a natural process known as upwelling frequently occurs. As a result, this area boasts the highest level of primary productivity in the entire Mediterranean region. Amidst the cool blue waters, where oxygen and sunlight are plentiful, a small dash of color suddenly appears on the cliffs. It is the Atlantic puffin. Often nicknamed the clown of the sea for its striking triangular beak, painted in shades of red, orange, yellow, and gray. This vibrant palette appears only in the spring, during the breeding season, and quietly fades as winter returns. Inside, thin plates act as superfine combs, separating food from mud and water. With this setup, a single puffin can dive and catch more than 10 fish at once, neatly arranged in its beak. Despite its rounded body and seemingly clumsy appearance on land, the puffin transforms underwater. Its small wings act as aquatic paddles, generating powerful propulsion through the water. During their migration, puffins follow ocean currents and wind patterns to seek out nutrient-rich waters. The Alboran Sea, in particular, benefits from the interaction of Atlantic currents and local winds. Now, let us dive deeper beneath the waves. Below the clear blue surface are lush seagrass meadows known as Mediterranean tapeweed. These underwater forests store carbon, produce oxygen, and serve as a crucial sanctuary for hundreds of species. In deeper waters, colonies of long-lived oysters build enormous limestone reefs over centuries. Beneath the crystalline waters of the western Mediterranean, vast beds of Posidonia oceanica form silent underwater meadows. Loggerhead sea turtles are frequent visitors to these seagrass beds, drawn here to feed and rest. The loggerhead's oversized head is not just a distinguishing feature, it is a specialized hunting tool. Within that seemingly cumbersome head lies a powerful jaw structure capable of generating one of the strongest bites. This allows the loggerhead to easily crush the hard shells of crabs, snails, clams, and other crustaceans. Despite its slow, awkward movements on sandy shores, the loggerhead is capable of swimming thousands of miles. In the Pacific, some individuals have been recorded traveling over 9,000 miles from Japan to the waters of Mexico. In the Mediterranean, their journeys are shorter, but no less demanding. To navigate, loggerheads rely on the Earth's magnetic field as a natural map. From the moment they hatch, loggerhead sea turtles enter a mysterious chapter that biologists call the lost years. During this time, they follow major ocean currents, where floating mats of algae provide both food and shelter. Perhaps one of the most profound and moving mysteries of the natural world is the power of memory. After decades of wandering the vast, open ocean, how does a solitary creature remember the way back home? It has no map, no compass. It has only an invisible chart, etched deep within its genetic code, a whisper of the Earth's magnetic field, guiding it back to the very same sands where it first drew breath. This journey across thousands of miles is more than a migration. It is a pilgrimage. An ancient promise fulfilled, to complete a circle of life that has been repeated since the age of the dinosaurs. An adult loggerhead turtle averages about 297 pounds with a carapace length of up to 35 inches. They typically begin to reproduce between the ages of 17 and 33 and can live for more than 60 years. A single turtle may return to the very same stretch of sand where it once hatched to lay its eggs. As they mature, loggerheads return to coastal waters and begin to select long-term feeding grounds. The Western Mediterranean has become one of their key destinations thanks to its open marine ecosystems. It is the ocean sunfish, the gentle giant of the sea with its flat disc-like body. Shaped like a severed fish head without a tail, the sunfish lacks a traditional caudal fin. Its two large vertical fins flap like oars, giving it a slow, clumsy swimming motion. Weighing up to nearly 6,000 pounds, the sunfish holds the record as the heaviest bony fish in the world. Yet, within that massive body is a gentle creature with a small mouth and fused teeth. For much of the day, the sunfish stays near the surface, where temperatures are stable and food is abundant. Their characteristic sunbathing behavior usually occurs in the morning when the sunfish floats on its side, basking in the sunday. Some individuals are capable of diving to depths of over 650 feet, though only for short periods. History is not always written on stone or paper. Sometimes it is inscribed on the flesh itself. Each scar on the body of a Risso's dolphin is a chapter in the chronicle of its life. A mark from a confrontation with a giant squid in the abyss. A scratch from the complex social interactions with its own kind. Over time, their bodies become a living tapestry, recording every battle, every journey, every encounter. To look upon a mature Risso's dolphin is not just to see a creature. It is to read the story of a life, fully lived. But deeper, in the twilight layers, another presence emerges, the Risso's dolphin. From birth, the skin of a Risso's dolphin is typically a pale brown or silvery grey. But over time, every social interaction and every deep-sea hunt leaves its mark. By adulthood, an individual can appear almost entirely white, as if its body has recorded its entire history. With a robust body, about 10 to 13 feet long and weighing from 660 to 880 pounds. This unique body design reflects a highly specialized evolutionary path, one built for a life of nocturnal squid hunting. In the western Mediterranean, where the seabed slopes into deep canyons, Risso's dolphins inhabit the edges of the continental shelves. However, since 2014, a notable shift has occurred. More individuals have been observed farther offshore at an average of 29 miles. Current estimates suggest about 2,000 individuals in winter and 1,400 in summer in the northwestern Mediterranean alone. Their social structure is highly fluid. They typically live in groups of 10 to 50 individuals. The Western Mediterranean provides Risso's dolphins with an ideal environment for hunting and sustaining their numbers. But this dependence on a very specific habitat also makes the species extremely vulnerable. Noise pollution from ship traffic, military sonar, and offshore oil exploration severely disrupts their ability to navigate. This is the largest and most powerful of the bluefin species. In the grand design of the ocean, they are machines of speed. An adult Atlantic bluefin tuna can grow up to 10.5 feet long and weigh nearly 2,000 pounds. Their circulatory system has a mechanism that allows them to maintain a body temperature 18 to 27 degrees Fahrenheit higher than the surrounding water. Their bodies are built almost entirely of muscle, in constant motion. But more remarkable than their strength is the lifelong journey they undertake. Atlantic bluefin tuna are born in only two places, the Gulf of Mexico and the Western Mediterranean. These are born in the nutrient-rich coastal waters off the Balearic Islands and the Alboran Sea. Then, after 4 to 6 years, they return to the very place they were born to reproduce. Satellite tracking shows that up to 68% of tagged individuals return to their original birthplace. They spawn in the summer, from May to July, when water temperature and salinity reach optimal levels. A single adult female can lay up to 10 million eggs in one season, though less than 1% survive. Commercially, the Atlantic bluefin tuna is of staggering value. A single fish can be auctioned for up to $3 million at top seafood markets in Tokyo. Their prized belly section, known as toro, has a melt-in-your-mouth texture and a rich, fatty flavor. But toro is not just a delicacy for humans, it is also a favorite target of orcas. Power is not always the ultimate weapon in the ocean. Sometimes it is intelligence. These orcas are not just predators. They are strategists, masters of tactics, who have developed a unique culture. They have observed, learned, and passed down knowledge from one generation to the next. How to exploit the labors of man. Instead of spending hours chasing down a swift tuna, they have learned a far simpler method. Let the fisherman do the hard work. The act that is about to unfold is not merely theft. It is a display of social intelligence, a testament that even in the wild, knowledge is power. Beneath the deep blue waters of the Alboran Sea, pods of orcas are often seen patrolling the tuna fishing grounds. With fine-tuned hearing and meticulous encirclement tactics, they target adult Atlantic bluefin tuna. Hunting a bluefin tuna can take hours, requiring extraordinary endurance and cooperation. Biologically, the orca possesses a brain comparable in size to that of an African elephant, with the second highest brain-to-body mass ratio. Their neocortex, the region associated with emotion and social cognition, is highly developed. Despite the nickname killer whale, the orca is actually the largest member of the dolphin family. Evolutionarily, they diverged from their closest dolphin relatives about 2 million years ago. In the Western Mediterranean, orcas are rare but not unfamiliar residents. They are most frequently observed around the Strait of Gibraltar and the Alboran Sea. The Gibraltar orca groups have been identified as having distinct acoustic dialects. Each pod maintains its own sound language for communication and navigation, suggesting the presence of regional culture. Much like elephants on land, an older matriarch often leads the pod, passing down knowledge. No radar, no signal. Just a pale silhouette gliding beneath the deep blue surface. And then it is gone. Even in a sea as seemingly familiar as the Western Mediterranean, the appearance of a great white shark still unsettles. The species can grow up to 20 or even 23 feet long, weighing more than 4,400 pounds as an adult. Thanks to a network of blood vessels, the heat generated by its powerful muscles is retained rather than lost. Vital organs like the eyes, swimming muscles, and even the stomach are maintained at a temperature 7 to 13 degrees Fahrenheit higher. The great white shark also employs a precision sensory system known as the ampullae of Lorenzini. Tiny electrosensitive pores are scattered across its snout. Its jaw contains about 300 razor-sharp triangular teeth, arranged in 5 rotating rows. As prey swims peacefully above, a sudden vertical strike comes without warning. With a bite force of up to 18,216 newtons, bone shatters the moment those triangular blades lock on. As an apex predator, the great white shark sits at the top of the ocean food chain. It has no natural enemies except for the orca, a hunter equipped with precision sonar and strategic coordination. When these two giants meet, victory depends not on teeth or speed, but on teamwork and memory. The great white shark may be a fearsome hunter, but to an orca, it becomes prey with no quarter given. Today, the species faces a serious risk of disappearance due to its slow reproductive rate. Coupled with pressures from bycatch, harvesting for fins and teeth, and the trade in its tissues. The International Union for Conservation of Nature now lists the great white shark in this region as critically endangered. Unlike the sudden, silent presence of the great white shark, the blue shark is seen more frequently, yet it remains an enigma. It lives far from shore, present year-round in the western Mediterranean, though its density varies with the seasons. Satellite tag data show that from May to October, blue sharks are most concentrated in the Alboran Sea. Unlike coastal or deep-sea predators, the blue shark has evolved to thrive in the open ocean. Its deep indigo back fades to a turquoise along its flanks and a silvery white underneath. This coloration renders it nearly invisible when viewed from above or below. In the deep blue waters of the Mediterranean, a sleek silhouette shimmers with turquoise and glides by. The blue shark, slender and nearly 10 feet long, is built for speed and endurance. Its keen sense of smell can detect dilute traces of blood from hundreds of yards away. When a target appears, a stray school of mackerel, the shark's sharp dorsal fin cuts through the water. Reproductively, blue shark embryos develop inside the mother's body and are born fully formed. A single female can give birth to between 25 and over 100 pups, with a record of 135 in one litter. Blue shark fins are particularly prized in Asian shark fin markets. In the Western Mediterranean, the blue shark is a symbol of biological connectivity across oceans. As the blue shark cuts through the open ocean like a living blade on its hunts, far below at depths of 1,000 to 1,600 feet, a colossal silhouette silently emerges. It is the fin whale, the graceful giant of the sea. This awe-inspiring creature can reach up to 79 feet in length and weigh around about 170,000 pounds. In the Western Mediterranean, fin whales migrate seasonally, taking advantage of the nutrient-rich waters for feeding. Despite their enormous size, their bodies are elongated and hydrodynamic. That is why they are often called the greyhounds of the sea. One of the species' most unique features is the asymmetrical coloration on its head, particularly along the lower jaw. A bright white on the right side and a dark grey on the left. This phenomenon is entirely unique. With a swift burst into a school of krill or small fish, the fin whale opens its mouth wide, expanding like a vacuum. Then, it closes its mouth and uses a massive tongue like a soft rubber piston to push water through its baleen plates. This behavior requires a perfect combination of speed, mouth, volume, breath control, and mechanical precision. Though not an active predator, the fin whale is one of the planet's largest biological filters. In the heart of the Mediterranean Sea, where the surface waters deepen to a dark indigo as they drift offshore, the striped dolphin is a common sight. They travel in pods from a few dozen to several hundred, surfacing and diving in a sharp, synchronized rhythm. With a slender body about 6.5 to 8 feet long and distinctive black stripes running from eye to flank. They are not solitary hunters, but high-speed artists of motion. In the Gulf of Taranto, surveys from 2011 to 2015 recorded an average density of about 2.5 individuals per square mile. Beneath the deep blue surface, the striped dolphin is a spectacle of kinetic energy. They can leap 20 to 23 feet into the air, twisting their tails mid-flight like the ballet dancers of the sea. The sounds they produce, including clicks, burst pulses, and whistles. They descend into the mesopelagic zone, rich in squid, fish, and crustaceans, using their advanced echolocation abilities. However, in recent years, industrial fishing, ship traffic, and noise pollution have pushed these dolphins. However, data from the Habitats Directive Monitoring Program offers hope. With a stable social system, formidable hunting skills, and agile movement through shifting currents. Just beneath the waves where the striped dolphin just vanished into the deep blue of the central Mediterranean, a long, sharp silhouette silently emerges from the deeper waters. It is the swordfish, the solitary hunter of the open ocean, wielding a signature weapon. But in the central Mediterranean, there is another rival known for its speed, often nicknamed the warm-blooded cheetah of the ocean, the short-fin mako shark. A solitary hunter, constantly in motion, constantly fighting for survival in an ocean that changes daily. Just beyond the mako shark's hunting grounds in the deep waters of the central Mediterranean, among the vast seamount ridges, the sperm whale appears. Its massive, square-shaped head occupies nearly 1/3 of its body length, housing the unique spermaceti organ. This organ amplifies a series of clicks into powerful ultrasonic beams for echolocation. A sperm whale's hunting journey often lasts up to 90 minutes. The social behavior of sperm whales in the central Mediterranean is more complex than one might expect. Female whales and their young live together in matrilineal groups, cooperating to raise the next generation. Adult males, on the other hand, live solitary lives or form small bachelor pods. Communication is carried out through a system of codas, rhythmic sequences of clicks. The reproductive biology of the sperm whale is particularly slow. Females reach a reproductive length of about 33 to 39 feet, while males grow to about 52 to 59 feet. Dives lasting up to an hour or more into the abyss push the limits of pressure and oxygen. However, studies have found that old whale skeletons often show signs of a vascular necrosis. In the eastern Mediterranean, this is a species that chooses not explosive action, but instead follows a strategy of slow living. A gestation of nearly 2 years, the longest reproductive cycle of all shark species. With a body often likened to the classic image of a shark, the dusky shark has a long torpedo-like shape. Adults can grow over 13 feet long and weigh more than 750 pounds. However, behind this iconic appearance lies a biological paradox. The dusky shark lives a life so slow that it seems out of sync with a fast-moving world. Females do not begin to reproduce until around age 21. Males mature slightly earlier, at about 19. When mating occurs, the gestation lasts from 22 to 24 months, one of the longest pregnancies. A single reproductive cycle can last up to 3 years. In the eastern Mediterranean, this species moves silently along the coastal currents. In this unusually warm pocket of water, researchers have found adult dusky sharks. Diving to depths of about 65 to 260 feet, where the reefs are obscured in shadow, you will encounter a creature entirely different from the dusky shark, the Mediterranean moray eel. The Mediterranean moray is a master of staying still, choosing to live hidden among narrow rock crevices. Its long, muscular body is covered in a slippery mucus layer which helps protect against parasites. In some cases, this mucus contains mild hemolytic toxins that can cause minor skin irritation. A continuous, ribbon-like fin runs from its back to its tail, enveloping the body in a fluid motion. The species is faithful to fixed rock formations and reefs, sometimes found scattered at depths of 330 feet. The Mediterranean moray grows slowly, with an average lifespan of up to 38 years. During the day, they remain almost completely hidden in crevices, with only their heads protruding to observe. Their diet is varied, but consists mainly of small fish, crabs, shrimp, and especially octopus and squid. In addition to their sharp outer jaws, they possess a pharyngeal jaw located deep in their throat. This mechanism operates independently of the main jaw, allowing the moray to effectively capture and swallow prey. From the warm waters of the Red Sea, a striking creature silently began its journey north, the lionfish. It settled in the eastern Mediterranean, where the sea is clear but nutrient poor, and where the reefs. Adorned with flowing fins like silk and hues that echo the elegance of ancient ceremony. But behind that mesmerizing facade are venomous spines that punish those who come too close. Each fin contains a series of needle-sharp spines, and 18 of them are a venom injection system. The venom, a complex protein-based toxin, can cause intense localized pain and swelling. Once native to the Indo-Pacific, the lionfish has become one of the most notorious invasive species. First recorded off the coast of Israel in 1991, it quickly spread throughout the Levantine Basin. By 2024, research from Wageningen University reported growing numbers along the coastlines. In the eastern Adriatic, more than 120 individuals were recorded on citizen science platforms in just the last 6 months of 2024. The lionfish population is exploding due to their incredible reproductive rate. Each female can lay tens of thousands of eggs in a cycle that repeats every few days. Their eggs are encased in a buoyant gel that drifts with the ocean currents. Lionfish are patient hunters. Their ornate pectoral fins spread out to corner small fish. Some individuals even squirt jets of water to disorient their prey. In the eastern Mediterranean, where native fish lack natural defenses, the lionfish has caused declines. But the ecological impact goes beyond numbers. The rapid loss of native fish disrupts food webs. Many of these small fish typically graze on algae, which, if left unchecked, overgrows and smothers coral surfaces. Lionfish do not directly harm coral, but their relentless predation weakens reef systems. Under the influence of climate change, the eastern Mediterranean continues to warm. Updated ecological distribution models from 2025 predict their westward advance. Some studies suggest that without control measures, lionfish could become the dominant benthic biomass. Only 8 to 16 inches long, no one would suspect that it carries a neurotoxin thousands of times more potent than cyanide. With no predators and no controls, it reproduces rapidly and is silently destroying ecosystems. From an ecological perspective, the silver-cheeked toadfish is becoming a prime example of an invincible invader. A combination of potent toxins, aggressive behavior, rapid reproduction, bait stealing, and a complete lack of natural enemies. However, Because the fish cannot be safely consumed, large-scale culling strategies are almost unfeasible. As invaders like the silver-cheeked toadfish continue to spread, an ancient symbol of the Mediterranean quietly clings to survival. The Mediterranean monk seal, the rarest seal in the world, carries no toxins, has no overwhelming tactics. Hidden in concealed sea caves and increasingly fragile coastal waters. Once common from Morocco to the Black Sea, the Mediterranean monk seal was nearly wiped out after centuries of hunting. By the early 21st century, fewer than 500 individuals remained on Earth. Thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, by 2024, the population had grown to an estimated 815 to 997 individuals. Greece and Turkey together now account for about 30 to 40% of the global population. Once giving birth on open beaches, these seals now seek refuge deep within submerged caves. Ironically, this behavior now makes them vulnerable to rising sea levels and powerful storms. Unlike many pinnipeds that congregate in large colonies, monk seals tend to be solitary. With their dark brown coats and rounded heads, they have earned the nickname the silent monks of the sea. However, their ecological role is anything but silent. As top predators, they help regulate bottom-dwelling fish populations. Greece currently hosts the largest known population, with key sites including the island of Giraffes and the Alonissos Marine Park. Turkey has recorded about 120 individuals along the coasts of Mersin, Hatay, and Antalya. However, they continue to face threats from fishing nets, tourism, and high levels of inbreeding. Its return is living proof of nature's resilience when given a chance. As the monk seal dives deep into its sea caves to escape the sun and human presence, another creature silently emerges. It is the European shag, a coastal seabird deeply tied to the towering cliffs. This is a seabird endemic to the Mediterranean with an evolutionary history stretching back over 9 million years. Unlike its close relative, the great cormorant, the European shag is completely dedicated to saltwater environments. Its slender skeleton, sloping head, and sharp beak are perfectly adapted to the rugged underwater terrain. With short wings and a compact body, it can dive up to 200 feet deep in just 30 seconds. The European shag is not a long-distance migrant. They nest in fixed locations, often choosing crevices. In the Adriatic, about 4,900 individuals overwinter, primarily along the coasts of Croatia and Italy. However, the numbers are gradually declining due to tourism pressure, light pollution, and bycatch. However, the challenges facing the Mediterranean do not stop there. This sea is warming at more than twice the rate. Between 1982 and 2019, sea surface temperatures rose by 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit. In the summer of 2024 alone, offshore waters near Corsica recorded 87.4 degrees Fahrenheit. By June 2025, marine heatwaves arrived earlier than usual, with temperature anomalies. Evaporation has surpassed precipitation, causing an increase in salinity, especially in the eastern basin. Ecosystems are suffering a heavy toll. Corals are bleaching, seagrass is yellowing, and benthic organisms are weakening. More than 85% of recent mass mortality events are linked to rising temperatures. At the same time, waves of alien species invading through the Suez Canal are disrupting the biological fabric. Even the fin whale, the only resident large whale in the Mediterranean, faces threats. The Mediterranean Sea, a body of water rich in ancient sediments, diverse landscapes, and complex ecosystems. This is no longer a warning, it is an urgent call for conservation. As of 2025, the Mediterranean has established over 1,000 marine protected areas, covering about 9.4% of its surface. In Greece, 2 new marine parks totaling 10,600 square miles have just been announced. The country has also committed €780 million to 21 conservation projects by 2030. Meanwhile, efforts to restore coral and endemic species are gaining momentum. In France, more than 800 reef-building coral clusters have been replanted in the waters of Toulon. In the eastern Mediterranean, the Life Pinna project is breeding Pinna nobilis to restore a nearly wiped-out population. Technology is also playing a crucial role. AIS tracking systems from Global Fishing Watch have detected over 9,500 days of illegal fishing. For conservation in the Mediterranean Sea to be successful in the long run, the role of communities and individuals is irreplaceable. Minimizing plastic waste, making responsible consumer choices, and avoiding behaviors harmful to the ocean. Protecting ecosystems is not just about nature, it is a conscious choice to live better. Deep within the Ngorongoro crater, often described as a primeval arena of life, exists a bird adorned in a brilliant pink, like a sunset stretched across the salt flats. For the lesser flamingo, a small but proud species, the Ngorongoro crater is an extraordinary natural restaurant in the Tanzanian highlands. At the center of the crater lies Lake Magadi, a shallow, alkaline, saline lake that seems inhospitable but is a fertile ground for the explosive growth of spirulina cyanobacteria. This alga is the almost exclusive food source for the lesser flamingo. Rich in carotenoids, the algae impart their characteristic pink hue to the bird's plumage, as if dyed by the very sun of the equatorial sky. This bill is not a mouth, but a delicate, living harvester. Inverted in the alkaline water, it becomes an engine of exquisite precision, sifting the very essence of life from the caustic soup. It is a tool perfected over millennia, designed to find sustenance where others find only barrenness. Although found in many parts of Africa, nearly 80% of the world's lesser flamingo population, estimated at 2.2 to 3.2 million individuals in 2025, currently thrives in East Africa. Lake Magadi serves as a crucial stopover in their life cycle, a perfect refueling station when larger lakes dry up. Change their alkalinity, or lose their food supply under the influence of climate change. As the sun sets on the savannah, the buffalo herds move as one, demonstrating the power of unity. Their horns and heavy bodies provide a defense, but it is the herd that is their strongest shield. In Africa, isolation means risk. Buffalo rely on the herd for protection. Lions depend on teamwork to bring down large prey. Elephants live in families to protect their young. The lesson of the savannah is both harsh and clear. Individual strength alone is not enough. Every species survives through its connections, both within its group and across the entire ecosystem. In the endless cycle of life in Africa, one principle remains unchanged. To survive, species must connect with one another. Beneath the earth, far from the gaze of the savannah and the heat of the sun, a story marked by struggle begins. Inside the den, the cubs of the spotted hyena are born. Unlike most other predators, they are not born blind or helpless. Their eyes are open, their teeth have emerged, and that precocious maturity is a warning. They are ready for conflict from the very first moment. Even among siblings, the struggle for survival is intense. The young confront each other in silent disputes, seeking an advantage in the invisible order that governs the entire clan. The cubs born to dominant females carry an inherited privilege. They are fed first, protected more rigorously, and treated with respect. In contrast, the offspring of lower-ranking females must fight for every drop of milk, every inch of space beside their mother. The inequality is real and often fatal. In some litters, only one cub survives. This brutal behavior, known as siblicide, is not an act of malice. It is a ruthless mechanism of natural selection, triggered by the mother's own body. A hyena mother's milk is extremely rich in nutrients, but the supply is limited. The battle in the den ensures that only the strongest, most resilient individuals receive that precious resource. Their mother's milk is one of the most nutrient-rich in the animal kingdom, thick and high in calories, designed for rapid growth. For several weeks, the cubs do not leave the den. They grow in silence, building muscle, honing their instincts. And then, around the second or third month, the time comes. They emerge from the den and discover that the world outside demands more than just courage. On the surface, the entire clan awaits them. The games between siblings transform into hunting practice. The adults become silent models, and every movement is watched with intense focus. The young test themselves in short sprints, mimicking the older ones in mock ambushes. This is the stage that determines who will thrive and who will be left behind. On the wild African savannah, where strength often decides fate, the spotted hyena breaks all the rules. Here, the rulers are not the powerful males, but the females, natural-born strategists and decisive leaders. Hyena society is one of the most complex among carnivorous mammals, built on a rigid and unforgiving hierarchy. Power is not contested daily, but is inherited, maintained, and respected. At the top of this structure is the alpha female, a matriarch who sets the rhythm for the entire clan's life. Her authority is rarely challenged. She decides who eats first, who leads the hunt, and who has access to the best resources. This inheritance is not merely symbolic. The offspring of dominant females receive privileges from birth, more food, more protection, and a social position that shapes their behavior. In contrast, the young of lower-ranking females must struggle from an early age for every small advantage. They are often relegated to the bottom, surviving through observation, caution, and patience. Meanwhile, the males have no fixed position. Even the strongest live on the lowest rungs of the hierarchy. When they reach maturity, they are forced to leave the clan of their birth and try their luck in another group. There, they must approach with caution, show submission, and wait for an opportunity. Those who are accepted will occupy the humblest positions and depend on the goodwill of the females to survive. However, there is no chaos. Every member of the clan knows their role. and order is maintained with almost military precision. Hyena society is harsh but effective, and hidden within it is one of this species' greatest weapons: organization. Behind the cackling laugh that echoes in the night is a body forged by the harshness of survival. The anatomy of the spotted hyena is not a product of chance, but the result of thousands of years of adaptation. Their bodies are compact, powerful, and asymmetrical. The forelegs are noticeably longer than the hind legs, giving the hyena a characteristic sloping posture that is extremely effective. This anatomical structure allows for powerful and stable acceleration, ideal for long chases over uneven terrain. Unlike the felines that bet on short bursts of speed, hyenas are the true marathon runners of the wild. They run on momentum, running until their prey collapses from exhaustion. Their muscles are very strong, especially in the front part of their body. That concentrated power is what fuels their jaws. One of the most powerful among carnivorous mammals, with a bite force that can exceed 1,000 pounds per square inch, PSI, nearly twice that of a lion, the hyena is capable of breaking bones with ease. Their thick, tough skin acts as a natural layer of armor. Their claws, though not retractable like those of the felines, are sharp and durable, used to ensure stability and grip during long chases. And their senses, smell, hearing, night vision, are fine-tuned like precision instruments. A carcass several miles away, a muffled sound in the undergrowth. Nothing escapes the perception of a hyena. On the battlefield of the savannah, the hyena's body is not just a vehicle for movement. It is a weapon, a structure designed to endure the impossible and to survive where many others fall. On the savannah, where death hides among the golden grasses, hunting is not just a matter of strength, it is an art. And few creatures dominate that art as effectively as the spotted hyena. Contrary to their reputation as opportunists, they are calculating, patient, and organized hunters. Their attacks are not random. Every movement is rehearsed, every raid is strategic. Unlike the big cats that bet on quick ambushes or solitary attacks, hyenas operate as a military unit. When they identify a target, they do not attack immediately. First, they probe. A small group approaches, observes, provokes a reaction. They are reading their prey, looking for the slowest, the most tired, or the least vigilant. And when they identify a weakness, the rest of the clan moves in. Communication between them is silent and effective. A glance, a flick of the tail, a posture, all are signals. Each member of the group knows their role. Some run ahead, others flank the sides, and still others block the escape route. When it stumbles or makes the slightest mistake, the hyena attacks with brutal precision. They tear at the flesh, sever tendons, and dismantle the prey's body even while it is still alive with a terrifying efficiency. Each successful hunt ensures the survival of the clan, reinforces the bonds, and reaffirms the hierarchy. It is in this context that their undeserved reputation as thieves evaporates. Because when they hunt as few in the world can. In the vast world of the African savannah, where every life depends on the death of another, the spotted hyena occupies a position that few recognize, but all need: the maintainer of an invisible order. More than just skilled hunters, They are also the cleaners, the silent guardians of the ecological balance. The ability to consume what other predators reject makes them crucial pieces for maintaining the health of the ecosystem. Contrary to what many believe, hyenas do not live solely on carrion. The majority of their food is the result of their own hunts. But when they find an abandoned carcass in an advanced state of decomposition, they do not hesitate. The digestive system of the hyena is a true evolutionary marvel. Their gastric juices are extremely acidic, capable of dissolving tough tissues, bones, tendons, hooves, and even organic matter in decay, full of deadly bacteria. Where a lion would get sick, the hyena eats without any problem. This resistance makes them immune to many diseases that could devastate the entire ecosystem if carcasses were to accumulate. By consuming the carcasses, which are breeding grounds for pathogens, hyenas help prevent the outbreak of epidemics among herbivores and other carnivores. They are the recyclers of nature. Everything that passes through their jaws is processed, utilized, and eliminated effectively. And when a clan finishes its meal, only silence and the trace of bone fragments in the dust remain. Their varied diet also ensures that their presence is constant at different points in the food chain. By controlling populations, cleaning up carcasses, and eliminating what is in decay, they make the savannah a habitable place, even for those species that will never thank them for it. Few animals have had to bear as heavy a burden as the spotted hyena. Portrayed for centuries as cowardly, thieving, and treacherous, they have been unjustly cast as the villains of the animal kingdom. From ancient African tales to modern films, their image has been distorted, turned into a grotesque caricature of an animal that, in reality, represents the pinnacle of adaptation and efficiency. For example, the laugh that echoes in the night has been misinterpreted as mockery, but it is nothing of the sort. That sharp, unmistakable sound is part of a complex communication system used to express excitement, stress, fear, or warning. In fact, researchers can identify individual hyenas just by their laugh. The pitch and rhythm of this sound reveal the identity, age, and even the social status of the animal that emits it. It is an acoustic calling card. Another myth that follows them is that they only eat the carrion left by other predators. Nothing could be further from the truth. Studies show that in many regions, more than 60% of a hyena's diet comes from its own hunts. In many respects, they are even more successful than lions and leopards in the art of hunting. And then there is the accusation of cowardice. But anyone who has observed a group of hyenas confronting a lion knows they are anything but cowardly. They do not rush into battle impulsively, but with calculation. And with numbers on their side, they are almost unstoppable. The midday sun is scorching. The lioness has won the hunt, but she is about to lose the war. They arrive, not from the shadows, but in broad daylight, an organized legion. The one in front, the matriarch of the clan. She does not attack blindly. She is calculated. A glance, the formation shifts. The head is blocked, the rear is sealed, the trap is closing. The lion has the power, the hyenas have the numbers, and the ruthlessness of guerrilla tactics. £1,000 pounds of pressure, enough to crush the will to fight. The power has shifted. On this savannah, the strongest is not always the biggest. It is the most organized. However, these misunderstandings have real consequences. In many cultures, the hyena is considered a bad omen, and that fuels unnecessary persecution, hunting, and poisoning. Changing that perception is an urgent and just cause. Because to understand the hyena is to understand the beauty of complexity, of adaptability, and the true nature of a predator that acts not out of malice, but out of necessity. The truth, like the savannah itself, is harsh but clear. Spotted hyenas are not villains. They are brilliant survivors, unfairly condemned simply for being different. The African savannah is not just a stage. It is a living stage where every creature, from the smallest ants to the largest elephants, plays a role in the eternal drama of survival. Here, beauty is intertwined with brutality, and every step is a silent gamble between life and death. The zebra herds parade in almost hypnotic lines, their striped bodies creating a collective black and white dance that deceives even the sharpest eyes. The wildebeest, always restless, follow millennial migrations, guided by the smell of the rain and the promise of fresh pastures. Amidst these herds, the predators move like phantoms. The solitary lion watches the direction of the wind. The leopard rests on the high branches, ready for a precise leap. The African wild dogs advance in a synchronized pack. And among them all, there is a constant, cunning and resilient presence, the spotted hyena. Hyenas do not hunt with uncontrolled instinct. They observe the whole picture, assess the risks, wait for the mistake. When they spot it, they move in as organized packs. From a distance, they seem scattered, but behind every movement, there is a goal. In this environment of constant tension and necessity, hyenas are not just participants. They are the strategists of this silent, unforgiving game, surviving not by luck, but by knowing, as few others do, where to step and when to attack. In the darkness of the savannah, where silence precedes the attack, the spotted hyena has developed something rare in the animal kingdom: a complete language. It is not just a series of disconnected calls or instinctive growls. It is a complex code system, full of subtle meanings, capable of transmitting not only orders and warnings, but also emotions, status, and intentions. The best-known sound, and the most misunderstood, is the high, shrill, almost human-like laugh. For centuries, it has been considered a mockery, but in reality, it is a precise communication tool. A hyena can laugh to express anxiety, submission, excitement, or fear. The tone, frequency, and duration vary, and every member of the clan knows how to decipher these variations with precision. Besides the laugh, there are growls, whoops, and moans, and even more subtly, the body signals, the position of the ears, the tensing of the body, the tail raised or lowered, all communicate. In a clan where the hierarchy is strict, these expressions are vital to avoid unnecessary conflicts. The sophistication of this language allows for a rare cooperation among predators. During hunts, for example, a glance or a specific sound is enough to change the attack formation. Their communication is not limited to strategy. It is also a way to maintain social cohesion. The nocturnal calls that travel for miles are not just for location. They are calls, announcements, conversations between distant members of the same clan. In many African folklores, the hyena is said to be the steed of witches, a creature of darkness. These myths, passed down from generation to generation, have ingrained fear and hatred in the human mind. They are persecuted not for what they do, but for what they represent. This is the greatest tragedy, when a creature is no longer seen for what it is, but through the lens of ancient stories. The hyena's fight is not just for survival on the savannah, but a fight against the ghosts in our own minds. For thousands of years, the spotted hyena has reigned on the savannah with discretion, efficiency, and cunning. No natural enemy has managed to diminish its presence. But now they face another enemy, one that does not hunt out of hunger or kill for balance: man. As villages expand, roads cut through wild landscapes, and livestock takes over spaces that previously belonged to natural life. The hyena's territory shrinks. In that new context, conflict is inevitable. When they approach human communities, whether due to a scarcity of prey or out of curiosity, they are perceived as a threat, and as such, they are hunted, poisoned, and shot. The negative reputation they have carried for centuries has only added fuel to the fire. Considered treacherous, dangerous, and associated with death and chaos, the hyena rarely receives sympathy when it is in danger. But that perception ignores the fundamental role they play. A reduction in their numbers would pave the way for silent ecological imbalances, uncontrolled diseases, and accumulation of carcasses. Fortunately, there is resistance. Biologists, conservationists, and environmental organizations have been working to reverse this situation. Reserves and national parks seek to protect the hyena's living areas, limit human activity, and promote coexistence. Environmental education programs try to change the narrative, showing that they are not villains, but the natural regulators of an ecosystem that is already under a lot of pressure. Protecting the hyena is not just about saving a species. It is about preserving the balance of an entire system. Its presence marks a healthy, vibrant, and thriving ecosystem. When the hyena's laugh echoes in the night, it is a sign that the savannah is still breathing. To silence it is to silence the voice of nature itself. As the savannah falls asleep under the cover of night, the echo of the hyena's laugh still resonates across the plains. It is a sound that does not signal fear or chaos. It signals the presence of an animal that not only survives, but dominates, organizes, and transforms its environment. They are not what the myths say. They are strategists, caregivers, and hunters, fundamental pieces of a silent balance that sustains wildlife.
Olduvai Gorge, an arid yet vibrant land in the eastern Serengeti, is where the spotted hyena demonstrates its remarkable adaptability and its essential role in the local ecosystem. The evolutionary history of the spotted hyena can be traced back more than 10 million years, when the Hyenidae family began to diversify, producing a smaller, yet more resilient and tenacious hyena species. Of those, only about 15% are found in East Africa, including the Olduvai Gorge area. The spotted hyena is primarily nocturnal, using the cover of darkness to move discreetly across vast territories. They find food mainly through their ability to smell carrion from a great distance. However, when circumstances demand, they can also actively hunt to survive. The spotted hyena possesses a remarkable digestive system, allowing it to consume bones, decaying flesh, and organic matter that most other species cannot. During the dry season, the spotted hyena faces even harsher survival challenges. At water points, confrontations occur more frequently, especially as spotted hyenas compete for food or water with other predators. In Olduvai Gorge, especially during the dry season from June to October, water becomes nature's most precious resource. Streams like the Olduvai stream gradually dry up, leaving behind cracked earth and a few scattered small pools.
But across these immense grasslands, survival also depends upon a different weapon: extreme velocity. Observe this slender creature concealed within the golden stalks. This is the cheetah, the swiftest animal on our planet, a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. Its frame is a structure perfected for the pursuit of ultimate speed. With a lightweight skeleton and a spine as flexible as a steel spring, it is designed to tear through space. In a mere 3 seconds, the cheetah can reach speeds exceeding 62 miles per hour. An intense acceleration that far outclasses even our most advanced modern supercars. The long, muscular tail serves as a biological rudder. It allows the cat to execute sharp maneuvers at high speed while maintaining absolute equilibrium. Distinct black tear marks help absorb the harsh glare of the African sun. This specialized adaptation focuses its vision on targets more than half a mile away. Now, a target appears. A solitary impala has let down its guard. This is the moment the killer instinct awakens in a macabre dance of death. The cheetah lowers its center of gravity, gliding like a spectre through the thorn bushes. Every footfall is a calculated step, narrowing the gap for the final explosion.